When did cheese become considered not a topping? Check the size of this tree out. That tree's over 8 foot down at the bottom across. Tulip poplar, over 200 years old. So anyway, I got run to the chiropractor. Part of the results of lawn care, heavy lifting, digging, things like that. I used to have a lawn care business. Hurt the back. So I am headed down to the chiropractor. Thought you might want to ride along. I'm running a little bit late. The wife stopped me and wanted me to measure a room for a carpet. So I'm gonna put the GoPro on the little hat clip. Well, there, I threw it on my hat. I'm headed down here to get the Harley, and so come on, Will, you can ride with me down there. I had somebody that made a comment on one of my videos that they would like to hear about my lawn care business and what type of lawn care that I had. So I decided to do a voiceover on this video and talk a little bit about that. I started a lawn care back in 2001, and I did that for about 12, 13 years. And the way I got started was I had me some flyers made up that told about my lawn care and kind of what I was doing. And I just kind of hit the streets and went out and started putting them in people's doors, hanging them on doors. And then if I saw anybody or met anybody, I'd give them one, tell them kind of what I was doing. And that's the way that I got started. And in the first year, I had about 30 to 35 lawns. And about 2 years into it, I bought me a enclosed trailer, and I had that lettered up and had some pictures put on it, and I had all of my services put on that of kind of what I was doing. But that wasn't really what I wanted to do. I didn't want to just be a mowing person. I wanted to separate myself from everyone else that was out here mowing, and I wanted to be different, and I wanted high-end lawns. And so I went and got my license so I could do weed and feed program. And I felt like in the mowing business, the lawn care, that the weed and feed program just went along with that. And so I went and got my license. And so what I did is I decided that I was not going to mow any lawns that I didn't do the lawn treatments to them. And so I went up into a subdivision here that we've got that's kind of a nice subdivision, and they hired their lawns out to be mowed and so on. And so I went up into that subdivision. I had me some new flyers made, and on those flyers I listed my services and what I did, and I had on there, if you do not want your lawn just mowed and blowed, but you would like to have your lawn manicured, then I am your guy. And from that brochure, I got one lawn up there. And luckily, it was the lawn that was very first in going in. And so everybody had to drive past that lawn. And so I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do a lot of things to this lawn that I'm not going to charge for because I'm so gracious to these people for giving me an opportunity up in this subdivision, and I'm going to make this lawn a showplace. And so that's what I did. And from that one lawn, I don't even know the count of how many that I got up in that subdivision, but I dropped everything else outside of that. Pretty much, I kept just a few outside of that subdivision, and everyone up there, I did the lawn programs for them. I took care of their shrubs. I mulched, did the whole thing, taking care of their lawns. And so that's kind of the way I operated because I wanted to be different. I also had a large amount of accounts outside of what I was already mowing and doing the lawn treatments for. I had a large amount of accounts outside of that I was doing the weed and feed program for. And the weed and feed program was it was 6 applications a year, and then plus in that was an aeration and an overseeding. And so the weed and feed program with the aeration and the overseeding is a very profitable business, and it's a really good program. And one of the fortunate things that for me was there was only one company here, and it was a large company, and it was a company that they come in and they do the liquid applications. And if your competition is those liquid applications, you can run them out of town. Because I bought my fertilizer at Lesco. I used the Lesco product, and that was a really, really good product. And the results from that is a whole lot better than that liquid application. The other thing you're doing is with those big companies, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a drought and your yard's just burn up dead, they're going to come in and do the application. Well, I wouldn't do that because you're just ripping the people off. And so as soon as you told people that, hey, if we're in the middle of a drought, I'm not doing your lawn application because it's worthless and you're just spending money for nothing. And I mean, you immediately got that account. So it's a really good money maker. Also, the other thing that I did was I had a pretty nice pressure washer. And up in that subdivision, you had people that had pools, you had people that had tennis courts, etc., sidewalks. They wanted their houses washed. So a lot of times in July and August, the mowing can get kind of slow because the rain slows down. And so the pressure washer was a good way to add in business and to have income coming in. So that was kind of just briefly in a nutshell, a little bit about my lawn business. But for me, the main thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to be different. I wanted to be high, and I wanted to be better than everybody else that was in my area. One of the things that I always said, just about anybody can mow, but there's very few people that knew how to trim. And I think trimming was what really could set your lawn apart, was the way you edge things out. And in my area, nobody was doing edging. People were mowing, and they would mow and blow the grass out in the street. Well, all the videos I watch, you know better than that. You don't blow the grass out in the street, especially up in a nice subdivision. The other thing that I liked about the enclosed trailer is having it lettered up, keeping it clean, keeping your equipment clean. It was a nice presentation when you were up in those subdivision or in a nice area. You had a real nice presentation sitting out there with your truck clean, your trailer's clean, your equipment's clean. And then you might find this a little bit funny, but the other thing I liked about the enclosed trailer is you're up in those subdivisions, you're out in the open, there's nowhere to go take a leak, and so you have to leave. Well, the enclosed trailer gave you the option. You could just step inside of that, take a leak, go back out, and go back to work. Kept all your equipment clean, kept it where you didn't get rained on. If I went to lunch, you just throw locks on it when you went to lunch. Didn't have to worry about anybody stealing your equipment or anything. And then also, as I was getting started, and I had a picture of my spreader and my fertilizer spreader and my sprayer and all that on my trailer. So on the weekends, a lot of times I'd take that out to Walmart with my truck and my trailer. I'd park it at Walmart out at the end of the parking lot and just leave the thing all day on a Saturday. You know, that's a rolling billboard. Man, there is no better way, no cheaper advertisement than that enclosed trailer. So I hope that maybe some of this has been a little bit of help. I know every person's area is unique to them and it's different, and the things I did probably won't work for you. Maybe somebody it will. But if you have any questions or comments, as long as your comments are clean and nice and positive, I welcome them. I'm not interested in negativity. I'm not interested in running anybody else's business down, nor am I interested in having mine run down. But I enjoy all the videos that I watch of all the different people mowing and so on. But, you know, I don't do a commercial business anymore. And just thinking of the commercial business, another thing I'd like to say is I stayed away from the commercial stuff. I had a little bit of commercial stuff, but it was people that I knew. When I first started getting started in the lawn business, you know, I went to the factories, but I was going to check that end of it out. And I found out real quick they're looking for the cheapest person. That's all they're looking for. And every couple, 2 or 3 years, you know, they're going to bid that thing out. Cheapest person's going to get it. Well, I wasn't interested in that. I wasn't looking to be cheap. And so I didn't go that avenue. And I did have a little bit of commercial business, but it was people that I was already mowing their homes, or it was people that owned businesses that I knew. Because the thing in the commercial business is, you know, I know in my area there was a couple people that had themselves wrapped up in factories and commercial business and things like that. And then when they got bid out and they didn't get a factory or they didn't get that big job, man, they were in a bind. And residential people, they're not going to quit you unless you just royally do something wrong or you mess up. If you are leaving their property when you get through and it is manicured, neat, clean, the people you've got working for you are neat and clean looking, they're not threatening looking, you know, and if you're at the top of your game and you're good, and I think that weed and feed program goes along with that because you can make your lawns shine. Plus, your customers, they like to have one person that they're dealing with and write one check at the end of the month that, you know, that's doing their lawn care, that's doing their weed and feed programs, taking care of their shrubs, their mulch, pressure washing their property, doing the whole thing with their property and taking care of that. You know, that's kind of a plus. And so I thank you for listening. I hope you found this a little bit interesting. I hope it's been a little bit helpful. I thank you for your time. I love making these videos.
Like I want to find it in Adobe.
Hello, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
All right.
I'll get you up here. Camera. Do you need to place an order?
We're gonna eat it here. Beef, pepperoni, green
I'm
peppers.
good with anything.
What's going to be the name on the order?
David. We've got that coupon, any pizza, any size,
All right.
any
Can I
type.
get you to tear it up for me?
Yeah.
What size?
Just do a large.
Pan, thin and crispy, or hand tossed?
You got a preference? Hand tossed.
And what would you like on it?
Beef, pepperoni, and green peppers, and extra cheese.
Extra cheese is $2 more. We don't consider it a topping.
That's fine.